It's the dystopian future where sex is illegal, and we travel to the far-off distant year of 2019? Greetings, my goopy groupies. It's time for another dip into the disastrous dungeon of dismal drama. Today we feature 1994's Test Tube Teens from the year 2000. A sticky, sweaty, sultry stare into the future where hot and legal consenting adults ain't allowed to dance the horizontal mambo. So let's shuffle on down to Abraxas and check out that sleaze docket.
We have 0 dead bodies, 1 dead android, 0 cups blood, 20 naked breasts, 5 naked butts, 4 naked bajingos, 3 sex scenes, 1 steamy PE class shower, 1 super friendly shower fantasy, 1 Temu Terminator, 1 electrified doorknob, 1 window fall, 1 acidic apple, gunshot to the classroom camera, gunshot to the android, reflected gunshot back to the Terminator, gratuitous 90s sax, history class delivered exposition cliche, classroom daydream striptease fantasy cliche, sex is forbidden in the future cliche, ridiculous drag convinces everyone cliche, I have a bad feeling about this cliche, ridiculous dance lesson cliche, pre-credit epilogue cliche, Morgan Fairchild's face plastered over porn, that's really not cool though, and sexy naked silhouette opening credits.
So what can we say about Test Tube Teens from the year 2000? It's a David Dakota special. And since this will be the 6th Dakota movie I've done for the show, you all should know what that most likely means by now. Cheesy acting, silly premises, and lots of flesh. But let's pretend we didn't already know all that, and actually give a synopsis. It's the year 2019, and sex is explicitly banned. All new babies are created in sterile labs and not the backseat of your dad's Ford Fiesta. And we start by joining the first crop of said test tube teens in history class, which gives us some much-needed exposition explaining how things work in this future.
This country you live in was a democracy 25 years ago. That was when the national debt became too high. A mega conglomerate paid off the debt and then foreclosed on the United States government. After that, they started hostile takeovers of other countries until the entire world became part of their corporation. That's when they banned sex.
So, the USA was destroyed by rich fucks buying off the government and using that purchase to pass legislation that nobody asked for nor voted for? Wow. Wasn't expecting a 90s skin flick to be the prophetic voice of warning that we should have heeded. But then again, I didn't expect a lot of shit that's gone down in the past decade or so. Anyway, as it turns out, the teacher is part of the underground resistance setting out to topple the current dictatorship, and he enlists a trio of nubile and sexy students. He gives them a key card that unlocks the abandoned archives in the basement of the school and tells them they will find the solution there. They find some old files, porn, and newspapers. And they learn that in the 90s, there rose a woman who would spearhead the corporate takeover of America, leading to the full and complete ban on sex. They also find a goddamn fully functional time machine. Wait. So the resistance had access to this damn thing all along and decided to wait until they could send a bunch of dumb, horny teens to change the past? Whatever. So Vin and Naldo here get their classmate Rena to activate the machine and send them back to October 17th, 1994 so they can track down a certain Camilla Swalls and stop her before she can ruin everybody's favorite sticky pastime. The whole movie has a silly tone and does not take itself very seriously. Our two boys manage to transport to an all-girls school because of freaking course they do. They befriend one of the students who believes their story almost totally at face value with absolutely no issues whatsoever. And then she dresses the two in drag so they can pass as students. Along the way, we get some nice little skin diversions that have nothing to do with the plot. The best kind of skin, by the way. Some of them are fantasy sequences that only exist in the boys' imaginations, but they also include a couple sweaty, slow-mo sex scenes that add a little spice to the stew. Oh, and eventually the folks in the future send back a Terminator parody who walks around robotically doing an awful impersonation.
Exactly who are these boys and why are you looking for them?
I am not allowed to disclose that information. Suffice it to say that they have been very naughty.
There's never a moment where we feel any actual tension from Lex 5000. He's mostly there to capitalize on Arnold's enormous contribution to the world of pop culture.
Oh, shit!
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. Though funny enough, our time-traveling duo would be able to watch that one a month after they arrive. Now, a movie like this is the perfect vehicle for some wacky shenanigans. Unfortunately, this movie is a little light on that. We get the drag show, but that felt more like an extended episode of Bosom Buddies or whatever. But what it lacks in shenanigans, it makes up for with some actual chuckle-worthy moments.
I have been engineered to replicate the perfect physical specimen of man in every way.
In every way?
Get a load of this, sweet cakes.
God, if the star of bedtime for Bonzo can do it, so can I.
Oh, Morgan, you have no idea how fucking low the bar for that office is gonna sink. And we even get a miniature She's All That moment. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, and make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Overall, I did find this one to be quite shallow, but enjoyable. It's kind of like the movie version of A Bag of Freckles. It's just cheap chocolate buttons covered in hundreds and thousands. But god damn it, sometimes a handful just hits the spot. And that's Test Tube Teens from the year 2000. At 80 minutes, it doesn't overstay its welcome and still manages to fit in enough enjoyability that you don't regret watching it. So this one gets a thumbs up recommendation from me. But maybe save it for a day when you don't have anything else to watch. It's a fun little diversion, but it definitely feels more like a backup movie for when you scroll over to Netflix and find that movie that you've had on your queue for 7 months is suddenly no longer available.
Do I suck poison out of Norbert's ass? Or do I let him die?
Just be careful if you go looking for this one. There's a couple alternate cuts floating around that removes all the smutty stuff. If the movie isn't 80 minutes long, you won't be getting the full dirty version. Of course, if that's your choice, then I ain't here to judge. Well, I ain't here to judge you. I will judge the crap out of the movie, however. Kind of the point of the review show. So chalk up another chunky choice, my cheesy chums. I'm going to head back down to the dark corners and find me another rotten reel. And until I return to tell you all about it, this is your repulsive reprobate Sugarpants. See you in your dreams.
Professor, I'm afraid this is just not gonna work. This was a bad idea for me to come here. I don't care. You're much older than I am, Professor.
I don't care.
Or like you said, you're a teacher and I'm a student.
I don't care.
I'm also a boy.
I